PoliticsMac here, and today I've got one of the biggest problems with the import-export DLC, and something that Rockstar should definitely take another look at and try and fix for the next update to GTA Online. Recently, ever since the import-export DLC came out for GTA Online, I have been doing the vehicle cargo missions, and they're a lot of fun in my opinion. I love just stealing the vehicles, bringing them back. I've actually made quite a bit of money so far. I've pretty much already paid off my warehouse, so I've already got the money back that I spent on my warehouse, and I'm still making money. And well, I wouldn't say it's the absolute greatest method of making money. It does get you quite a bit of money for not too much time investment, which is quite nice. I do want to talk about one thing that annoys me so much about this DLC, and it's something that is kind of strange for Rockstar to not fix. Ever since Finance and Felony, pretty much, this has been a problem, and they haven't addressed it. And I was hoping that with this update, they would fix it or do something to sort of help out with this problem that we're having. And that is the associate payouts. And this has existed pretty much ever since Finance and Felony. And I want to talk about why I feel Rockstar hasn't really fixed the associate payouts. But first off, let's talk about the problem itself. And so the associates in GTA Online, so if you're the CEO and you invite people to your organization, you can have a max of 4 people in an organization. So you can have 3 associates with you. Or if you're doing a VIP and if you don't have an office and you're just a VIP, then they'll be called bodyguards. So pretty much that the associate and bodyguard payouts work in GTA Online is that the bodyguards or associates will earn $5,000 every 15 minutes. So that's $20,000 per hour, which is not much in GTA Online, especially compared to what the VIP and the CEO can make. He can make hundreds of thousands of dollars per hour if he's doing the right missions and stuff with crates and with vehicle selling. And then your associates make a measly $20,000. And also, if the VIP or the CEO dies, they start to lose 5% of their cut. I think it stops at $2,500. So like 50% of the cut. Then it will stop decreasing. But if your CEO dies a lot, you're going to be making even less money. It's not by much, to be honest, because you're not making much money in the first place. But you may be saying, hey, well, what if you get a lot of money from the actual CEO crate missions and from the vehicle warehouse missions? So pretty much you make no money from the actual stealing of vehicles or stealing of crates. The CEO doesn't make money from that either, so that kind of makes sense. The only way that the CEO makes money is from actually selling those vehicles or those crates, and he can make a lot of money. Your CEO can make tons of money from these missions and from selling his warehouse, but how much do the associates get? Pretty much most of the time, it's about $5,000. That's it. Your CEO could be selling a warehouse, and I've done this personally. I was selling one of my medium warehouses for like $800,000, and then after we're done, I'm like, okay, I got $800,000. That's very nice. And I had a few associates with me, and I asked them how much they got, and they got like $5,000. A more recent example is I was helping out a subscriber to sell a few of his vehicles. So we had 4 people in our organization, and he was trying to sell some top range vehicles. They weren't all top range vehicles, but he made, anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 from those vehicles whenever we sold. And in the associates, we only got $5,000. And so there's a very big difference there in the payout. Now, I feel like the reason why the payouts are so terrible is because the first DLC that added in these organizations was Executives on Criminals. And it kind of made sense that you wouldn't make much money as an associate there, because the only way to make money as an organization was pretty much by doing the VIP work, which the VIP work was pretty much evenly split. And if it wasn't evenly split, like maybe the VIP got a little bit more money, but the associates got a lot of money as well. So if you did like executive search, and if you did piracy prevention or something like that, the associates or the bodyguards would get the exact same amount of money or very close amounts of money to the VIP. But whenever Finance and Felony came out, it's like Rockstar didn't, take this into consideration, that the crates don't give the associates money. They get like $5,000 whenever the VIP or the CEO sells. And if you're a good CEO and you know how the system works, you're only going to sell whenever it's full. And that's how you make the most money. So you're only going to sell whenever it's full, which is going to take multiple hours of work and then your associates only get $5,000, maybe a little bit more if it's, a large warehouse, but even then it's not much. And what's even more strange is that Rockstar actually kind of improved this system in the Biker DLC. Whenever the Biker DLC came out, granted it wasn't perfect, but it still was a little bit better, and that was whenever you sold one of your businesses as a biker. Even if you were in a biker gang, if you weren't the president of the biker gang, you would still get anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. Granted that it isn't extremely better, doesn't fix the entire system in my opinion, but still, getting a little bit extra money isn't too bad. $30,000 in my opinion is still a little bit low, but still better than the $5,000 you get from selling even bigger items. And so that's why I feel like the associates are so bad, is because Executives of Criminals came out, and you made a lot of money if you were an associate, because the only way to make money was pretty much by doing the work or the challenges. But now, I feel the majority of CEOs, they do the vehicle work, or they do the actual crates and stuff, and they don't have associates because the associates don't get paid. And that's the problem with this DLC, is that you need more associates, and you need associates with you to sell multiple vehicles whenever you go and you want to sell some of your vehicles that you've stolen already. So whenever you want to sell these vehicles, you need associates with you. That kind of makes sense. You have to have one associate for each driver. But you know what Rockstar does? They make it so that the associates don't get paid much, so nobody wants to join your organization. And the only people that will join your organization is people that probably don't understand how little money they make. So they see these, high-end vehicles, like, oh, I'm going to make so much money. And then you get done, you get $5,000 for your help. And that's it. And I'm sure you guys have seen this as well if you've been playing in public sessions. You'll see, if you just look at the list of people in the session, you see all these different colors on your player list. And that's because everybody's in an organization, but they don't have associates with them. So you have like 7 or 8 different CEOs, but nobody joining their organization because they know that they're not going to get paid much. And I'm sure like an associate just doesn't care about this well-being of their CEO. That's their entire point, to protect the CEO. But I'm sure they don't care about the CEO because, well, they're not making much money, and who cares if they get kicked? Or who cares if, their CEO dies, because they're not losing much. Same with these vehicle missions. Who cares if they're driving the vehicle back to the warehouse and they crash all the time? Or who cares if they accidentally drive their vehicle that they're trying to sell into the ocean? Who cares? They're not making much money anyways. The only person that has already put up the upfront cost and is spending the most money is the CEO, but they're also making the most money. And I understand that they want the CEOs to make the most money. That makes sense. They put up the upfront cost, they're the leader, I get that. But you can't expect associates to want to join and want to partake in these missions whenever they're not getting much money. And so I feel like Rockstar needs to do something to help this out. Whether it's give bigger payouts to the associates for selling vehicles, or even from the setup missions. Maybe do that, I don't know. And also I feel like it should be based on how your performance is. If you're driving, the vehicle that you're trying to steal back to the warehouse, and you crash, and you cause like $10,000 worth of damage to the vehicle in repair costs, I feel you should probably not make money. But if you do it and you only caused a little bit of damage or none at all, you should make a little bit of a bonus there. Same with whenever you're selling a vehicle. If you cause a lot of damage whenever you're selling the vehicle, you shouldn't make as much money as another associate that doesn't cause any damage to the vehicle. I feel like that's how it should work. And I just wish that Rockstar would have looked at the associate payouts and sort of realized that nobody wants to be an associate. Nobody wants to join somebody else to do missions because the only person that really makes good money is the CEO. But anyways, some of your thoughts on this in the comments. What are your thoughts on the associate payouts in GTA Online? Do you agree with me? And do you feel that they need to be higher? And if so, what sort of method would you come up with? Do you think it should be based on their performance? Maybe the longer that they are an associate, maybe the more money they get. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Or do you disagree with me and you feel that associates are fine and Rockstar doesn't need to go and give them more money? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Hope you enjoy. Feedback's always appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next video.